we grew a completely legal state, completely under the statutes of California and the county we were in. Medical marijuana collective with 10 people were in the collective, but they indicted my son and I, and right now they have my son in custody. But we are facing up to 40 years apiece in prison because the feds say that they don't recognize medical marijuana on any level. And last Thursday, we were supposed to go to trial on the 28th, and last Thursday they vacated the trial date because my attorney and the DA the DA wants to put me in a prison mental ward for minimum of 45 days now. He's upped it from 30, and it could be indefinite. And I did call, and I believe that they're trying to shut me up because I did call them out on all the illegal things that they've been doing. I probably didn't do it right. I don't know anything about this. I was hesitant to come on because I am a novice at this completely, but I know.
You have to start somewhere.
Yep.
Better late than never.
Yeah, well, it's funny. You said 4 times. You said something that doesn't exist. You said they 4 times. And then one of the very first things that you said is the federal government doesn't recognize marijuana. Is that what you said?
Well, yeah. No one's ever gone to trial on a medical marijuana case in a legal state and won because in a federal courtroom you cannot use the words medical marijuana or put up a medical marijuana defense at all.
Yeah, well, I guess if you're in a federal court, I guess you better be in Susie's court.
Okay.
I guess you better not be. If you want to be in federal court, that's fine. They're going to summons you to appear in federal court. You summons them to appear in Susie's court.
All right.
I don't think she understands you being your facetious reference to Susie's court.
In other words, it's not a federal court, it's just a court. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is you're going to have something called, you said the United States government, right?
Yes.
Doesn't recognize, right? Does the United States, you've got to learn to understand that the United States government doesn't have arms or legs or ears or eyes.
Right.
You're going to have to understand these simple concepts.
Okay.
It's very simple. You know, this is why I don't understand how this is the control that a man has over you by just saying there's a United States government versus you versus, okay?
Right.
Why didn't you say, and when am I going to get to meet this United States government?
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Right.
Did you ever just ask?
When am I going to get to meet this United States government? Though I know
he
said, that's me. We're the feds. We do what we want. That's what they say to me.
No, there's no such thing as they. They don't say anything. You say, Bob, are you talking to me, Bob? Because they doesn't. Is it Mr. They or Mrs. They?
Okay.
You're going to have to start learning how to call them out as a man and stop talking to their person.
Well, I did. I did call the DA, Mike Beckwith, out for what he's been doing. I wrote a letter to the judge about it, and and Mike Beckwith is the one that has now gotten the judge to agree that I'm incompetent because of that, and the judge has ordered that I have a psych evaluation, and this...
Who? Mike Beck?
Mike Beckwith.
Who's Mike?
He's a federal prosecutor.
Okay, so what did you say to Mike? Did you just say something simply to him, Mike? Are you making a claim I've done something wrong to Mike?
No, I did not say that to him. I actually wrote it to the judge, the different things that he's done that are illegal and harmful to the claims that, making a claim that of the different things that he's done, a list of things that he's done. And I also included my attorney, my public defender, and my son's public defender. Okay,
is this the reason why you just ask the court a simple question in saying, who's making a claim I've done something wrong? Did you just ever write a little simple question like that?
No,
Who's making a claim I've done something wrong? Who believes that I've done something wrong? And why don't you see what that answer is? Because that answer will surprise you. They'll say nobody's believes you've done anything wrong, ma'am. That's what they'll tell you.
Well, I go to court next Thursday, so.
Why didn't you write them a nice little letter in between there and just say to them, really simple question? Obviously, it's kind of not you know, it's a shame for you that you only got to me, you know, a week before this. But is there some reason why you can't just ask them a simple question, write a simple letter, you go to court and say, you know, who's the man or woman who believes I've done wrong? Is they going to come forth before this court and make that claim known to this court? How come you can't do something very simple like that?
Well, I can. I just didn't know. I didn't know that I could. It's.
What do you mean? What do you mean? See, this is what I'm saying. A 3-year-old knows this. Everybody knows this since they're a little child. Who you know, it's like, well, they said you did wrong. What do you mean they? They who? Who's this they? Well, they said, oh, no. A 3-year-old knows to say, no. I want to know who's saying I did something wrong. Well, Bobby said you did something wrong. Oh, Bobby said I did something. Okay, where's Bobby? Bring Bobby forward. Bobby's bullshit. I ain't done a damn thing wrong. Bobby, where's Bobby? Get this Bobby out here. Bobby, what did I do?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows they have the right to meet their accuser since they're a little child.
Mm-hmm.
You have the right to know who's making an accusation that you've done something wrong.
Well, their answer is the federal government.
Then please bring Mr. or Mrs. Federal Government on the witness stand. How tough is that?
Then what happens when Michael Beckwith says, well, I'm a representative of the federal government?
Michael Beck won't take the witness stand.
Okay.
Nobody's going to appear.
Okay.
It's that simple.
They can't. There's no body. It's a corporate fiction.
That's right. It's a person. It's not a body. It's nothing. It's a corporate body. It's not a corporeal. It's not tangible. It's not.
Right.
Well, you can physically touch it. It's a belief. It's a theory. Just like I say to people all the time. Like I say to people all the time. What happened back in 87, 88? What was one of the most amazing things that happened in human history? The second greatest empire on planet Earth, the Soviet Union, disappeared overnight. All of a sudden, everybody was a Soviet Union citizen. You couldn't leave the country. You tried to leave the border. You were shot. You know, everybody's trying to get out of that country, jump over fences. Everybody's trying to, get political asylum out of Russia. The Soviet Union, they couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But the next day, everybody wakes up, and the Soviet Union is gone. So now, wait a second. We all swore to the day that we died, we'd be Soviet citizens. It's like you talking to me on the phone right now. Everybody listening to this freaking call right now is swearing to the day they die, that they are going to be a United States citizen. What if the United States decides to not exist anymore? The charter was pulled. The contract is revoked. And all of a sudden we're called America now. Now we're going to all be American citizens? But what happened to us as U.S. citizens? Oh, we all swore loyalty and oath and allegiance. So many people are freaking sitting in jail because the United States of America versus Bob or versus Irwin is sitting in jail now. What happened to the United States of America? They never really truly existed other than paper. So your body's sitting in prison because this piece of paper, you went up against this piece of paper, your person went up against this person, this fiction went up against this fiction. Now your body is being held in a prison, in a cage, because the pieces of paper went to war with each other, and your piece of paper lost. That's ridiculous.
You're right.
It's ridiculous.
Are these a few of the 3 sentences that you mentioned a few minutes ago?
It's like it depends on what you're going for. Is it for a debt? Is it for an accusation of doing something wrong? Is it
doing something wrong?
I'm pretty sure and everybody's going to say you've done a damn thing wrong. What they're going to say is what you did was illegal.
Right.
Illegal, and it's not, ma'am. There's no synonyms. If you got more than a second, third-grade education, it's going to be almost impossible for me to get through to you. Because when you went to school, when you did creative writing, you got an A+. And your synonyms and your creative thinking and your creative thoughts process is going to draw you in court. It's black and it's white. It's yes and it's no. It's on or it's off. It's illegal or it's wrong. They're two separate. You know how you can tell that difference? They're not spelled the same. That's usually the first indication that they're not the same. There's no such thing as synonym. There's no such thing as synonyms in good law. It has to be expressed, not implied. It must be expressed. not implied. So they could say the federal government, okay, the federal government. Do you mean the federal government of China, the federal government of Mexico? Because you know what? We got Canadian people listening right now. Mm-hmm. And they'll tell you, they will tell you, right, you know, you're from the United States. Do you know there's federal courts in Canada?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, do you know there's federal courts in Cuba? Do you know there's federal courts in Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you know there's the United States courts here? You know, are there United States courts in Canada? Right. No, they're different. It's different. So when you say federal court, really, federal court, which federal court? You mean the United States court? You mean the District Court of the United States? Right. You mean the United States of America? Those are just four different entities I just said to you. They're not the same. They can't say, well, you know what we mean. No, you better have it expressed. It better not be implied. It better be in black and white because you want to stick my body in a cage. You want to stick my body in a dark box. No, you better be deadly accurate. And the other side better be deadly accurate. You better not say, well, okay, United States, U.S. government, what's the difference? There's a huge difference. It's not the same. You got to be expressed, not implied. It has to be literal. That's why people say, "Oh, you're such an asshole." Yeah, everything is totally this way. It has to be this way, no other way. That's right. Good law is expressed, not implied. That's right. No lazy, no sloppy, no creative. No, it's black and white.
Makes sense.
It's a deadly game. You're either dead or you're alive. There's no in between.